So today I want to talk to you about how to create a healthy plate. This is one of the most important things. I know we've been on this series where we're debunking certain myths and we're learning about nutrition and we're learning about what works when it comes to weight loss and what doesn't work. And I know it also varies from person to person. I'm also sharing with you my own experiences. I think that the foundation is actually knowing which food groups and the amount of that food group that are supposed to go on your plate. And once you know that, it's not going to be rocket science anymore, because sometimes you can feel like, oh my God, I keep gaining weight, but I just don't know what to do about it. And I've been in that kind of, funk where I'm like, I know I'm overweight. I know I keep gaining, but it's just all rocket science. Do I start by exercise? Do I start by doing this? It definitely starts by learning how to create a healthy plate. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. So let's get to it. Welcome back, Blank Dieters. Thank you so much to all my returning subscribers. And if you're a newcomer, remember to do the ritual that makes you family and click the subscribe button down below. Also click the notification bell so you are notified every time that I upload a new video. And I want to know your thoughts down below. So leave me a comment about what we are discussing today. Also remember to like the video. You don't know how much that helps me. So we are talking about how to create a healthy plate. So in your mind and in my mind, the healthy plate is give me a bunless burger and a little chicken breast and a salad. But I hate to break it to you, man cannot live on protein and veggies alone, okay? You need all the macronutrients and all your micronutrients that come from all these different food groups. And like it or not, carbs are part of that food group. You can go back to some of the videos that I did about a balanced diet and talking about these diets that kind of cut out a whole food group, like either cutting out protein, well, cutting out meat, or cutting out carbs. These diets are really not the best. You need to have a balanced diet of all the food groups. You just need to be taught portioning and portion control. Unless if there are more medical like issues, like maybe you're lactose intolerant or you have a gluten allergy or something like that. But if you don't have a serious condition like that, you need to be getting all your nutrition from all the food groups, okay? Don't cut out food groups from your diet. Now that you've got the permission to pile on the bread, as much bread as you want, let's get to it. No, I'm kidding. You cannot eat as much bread as you want, but you can have bread. So I think that you need to start with a foundation or a base of fruit and vegetables. I know normally I'm an African girl. What we do when we're planning meals, we plan our starch first. And then I know in Western countries, the meal planning starts with the protein. But when it comes to planning a healthy plate and portioning and portion control, you need to start with a base of fruit and vegetables. More so on the vegetables. I would just rather you eat more vegetables and have a fruit as a snack or something. I don't think that you should have a fruit with every meal, because I don't think that fruits are free food, because they tend to be high in sugar depending on the type of fruit you eat. If you should choose to have a fruit at every meal, maybe stick to like the low sugar fruit like berries, blueberries, strawberries, or raspberries. I would approve that. Or avocado, but then the avocado tends to be also high in fat, so you also want to limit that as well. If you're a beginner, I usually like to encourage you to keep a set of measuring cups. Also have a food scale in the house. A food scale is something that's going to help you so much you have no idea. That's one of the most necessary things you need when you start creating a healthy plate and portioning and practicing portion control. Because when you read the labels, like even on milk, like where I live, Milk cartons, they actually give their serving size in grams. They actually tell you the serving size is 100 grams, and they'll tell you how many calories are in that serving size. So you need to have a scale for everything. And sometimes cups are good, but then if you don't know yet how to measure one whole cup, you may end up overdoing it, like making a heaped cup of rice instead of just leveling it. Or when it says a teaspoon of sugar, you heap the teaspoon instead of leveling it. So using a scale is definitely much better. I feel like it'll be much better and more accurate. So anyway, we said the base of your plate should be vegetables. Pick 2 portions of fruit and vegetables if you want. Like I said, the low sugar fruit, or you can make a salad that has those fruit and vegetables mixed together. I like to have a salad made of arugula, lettuce, romaine lettuce, or any different type of lettuce that you like. I prefer romaine. And I like to cut a little bit. Maybe I'll take like a half apple and I'll cut that half apple. And instead of using these calorie laden vinaigrettes, you can just make a mix of a little bit of pepper, maybe garlic powder, put some apple cider vinegar, the raw apple cider vinegar, and a little bit of sweetener in there, maybe a little bit of honey, not a lot, a little bit, just to give it that little tang. Then you put it all over your salad. That's one of the most delicious thing you can do. So fill half of your plate with veggies and fruit, or with just veggies alone. You can just fill half of your plate with broccoli, green beans, or you can mix broccoli and cauliflower and carrots together. Fill half of your plate, whichever vegetables that you like, as long as they're not too much like starchy vegetables. I would prefer the leafy kind of greens. That's definitely a great way to create a healthy plate. The next thing that you want to do is you want to fill a quarter of your other you want to fill a quarter of your plate with protein. Okay, the best way to, some people say do 3 ounces, but I would say for a start with 6 ounces of meat. And of course, I am assuming that you know your calorie goal for the day, but I'm just saying, for those people who feel like this is rocket science, if you stick to this, like me personally, my food scale malfunctioned a couple weeks ago, and I just haven't had the time to go and get another one. To be honest, I've just been so busy. I just said, you know what? But now I know how to eyeball my portions, so I use this rule for myself. And guess what? I actually lost an additional kg while my scale is, not working. So if you know how to really create a healthy plate and eyeball your portions and not overdo it, and you are aware of hidden calories, you can still use this method to really portion your food correctly so that you still meet your weight loss goals. So a quarter of that is supposed to be meat. Stick to lean meats, okay? If you're doing a balanced diet, stick to lean meats, or trim the fat off a little bit, okay, just to keep it for the flavor. Lean meats like turkey, chicken breast, steak, fish. I love fish, okay? Fish. If you fill a quarter of your plate with the lean meat, you're not gonna go wrong. Then the other quarter, you need to fill it with your starch, your carbohydrates. And that's the last thing you're supposed to fill it with. So notice the order here. The base is supposed to be the vegetable. Then you get to the protein. Then you get to the carbohydrates. When you're picking your carbohydrates, try to pick the ones that are whole grains, okay? Whole foods, whole complex carbohydrates is really what I'm trying to say. You may want to pick like a quinoa or maybe brown rice or sweet potato, whichever complex carb that you may pick. You can have the simple carbohydrates or you can have the refined carbs, but to be honest, we're talking about creating a healthy plate, and that's not going to really keep you full for longer. The other thing that you need to do is you need to factor in your fat. Fat is very important because it takes longer to digest than proteins, veggies, and carbohydrates. So it's definitely going to keep you fuller for longer. So you need to factor that in somehow. Maybe it's your feta that you sprinkle on your salad, or the oil that you use in your vinaigrette, or the oil that you use to cook, or you might want to leave, like I said, a little fat on your protein so you do get that healthy amount of fat. But you need to always calculate how much fat you're getting, because it's very easy to overeat fat, and a little bit of fat has a lot of calories, so you want to be careful with that. So factor in your fat, and that's how you create a healthy plate. It's that simple. That's the method that I've been using for the last few weeks, and I'm still losing weight using that method. So if you want to simplify it, know how to portion control your food groups and your macronutrients when you're creating a healthy plate, and you won't go wrong. Anyway, blank dieters, that's all I have for you today. I will see you in the next video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe down below. Till the next video, bye.